Holy smokes. I just needed to go live after this, seeing what is going on here with AMC and GameStop. I mean, I wasn't planning on going live for a third time today, but here we are. Welcome everyone who's jumping in. Welcome. Let me just give these people a minute to jump in. Welcome everyone. Welcome. I cannot believe what's going on right now. Wow. Welcome everyone hopping in. You know what? We need to get some music playing here. We need some good beats to watch our portfolios explode to. What was a good one we were listening to earlier? We need some good beats here. Welcome everyone joining in. Welcome. Oh, let's get some good beats here. Okay, this is pretty good. We'll start with this. Kind of sounds a little Star Wars-y. This is just insane what we got going on here. That might be a little bit loud. Let me turn that down a tad. There we go. That buy I did earlier today might have been the best thing I've ever done. Fix the volume here real quick. Let me know if that volume's good for the background music. Welcome. Hi again. Yeah, this is my third stream today. This is insane. GameStop up 100%. I literally couldn't believe my eyes when I was like, oh, my AMC's up. And I look at that, I'm like, oh, my AMC's up that much? I'm kind of like, wait, really? I had to rub my eyes like, wait, it hit $11 at one point? After hours? I mean, after hours, it just shot up right away. I was like, is that accurate? Saw a little dip, but now we're like slowly climbing back up there. But then I look over here at GameStop and I'm like, wait, 100%? Is that like, I was like questioning if this was even accurate. I was like, how could that be it? This is just insane. All right, let's do the music down just a tad. This song might be a little bit too intense. There, I did a little tad quieter. Let me go to the next. This song's called Villain versus Young Hero. This is exactly what we need. Villain versus Young Hero. Everything is doing pretty darn good today, except for Bitcoin is basically flat. But TLRY, TLRY's even up 6% after hours. Man, everything is flying high. Yeah, we needed the intense music here. AMC's up 20% after hours. Let me zoom in a little bit. So we're seeing a little bit of selling right now. I mean, not that many people have access to after-hour selling, so we know that the morning is going to be chaotic, and you better bet I'm going to be streaming in the morning. I will be here. It's going to be an exciting one tomorrow. Yeah, what was the GameStop catalyst? Well, I know there was a lot going on with the CFO of GameStop, and it's kind of, we see a lot of kind of almost lawyer speak in the articles. Let me just pull up the news here for GameStop. So we see here, shares soar more than 100% amid executive shuffle. So we talked about this earlier today when we were streaming, that GameStop announced Tuesday that its chief financial officer, Jim Bell, will resign March 26th. Let me pause this while I'm just explaining this article. So we talked about this a little bit earlier. He got like a $2.6 million severance package. And you can see here, sources familiar with the matter told Business Insider that Bell did not leave willingly, but was pushed out by Ryan Cohen, the co-founder of Chewy and GameStop board member. GameStop was embroiled in an epic short squeeze last month. So we can see the CFO is out. He's going to resign on March 26th. So that was like the biggest piece of news, as far as I can see, from today. Let's see if this has anything to say. It's, I mean, mostly just like hype around the darn thing. Only about a month ago, the GameStop, I guess it was like almost exactly a month ago that this thing really exploded. Quite literally took over the world. Wallstreet Bets was getting coverage on all major talk shows and primetime news in the U.S. Even made a splash on the news here in the U.K. and elsewhere. GameStop, one clear thing, GameStop is yet again the major talking point on Wall Street Bets. What doesn't seem to be discussed is that the environment that has allowed the first spike to reach the level it did doesn't seem to be there at the time. Yeah, because I mean, short interest is definitely lower than it was before. But with GameStop especially, it has such a small float that it's not impossible to see the shares spike up in a big way. Let's see, let me exit off of this so we can take a look at this glorious ticker here. I mean, we've seen a little bit of a sell-off from the peak of 194. I didn't even realize it got that high. Holy. Wow, we're almost back up to $200 again. My one share of GameStop is looking pretty good. Tons of shares of AMC are looking great. Is wild. Okay, let me pull up Wall Street Bets here. I'm sure they are blowing up right now. Well, Reddit's working. I know a little bit earlier it wasn't. Reddit was literally down. Let's see if we can find top posts. Oh, they don't top post now. I guess that's our best option. Yeah, that doesn't give us the best. Hot. There, that's probably the best sort. All right, here we go. Wall Street Bets, round 2. We've refueled. You know what? Let me turn some music back on. Villain versus hero. Here we go. Perfect. Round 2. We've refueled, and now we're going to Pluto. Looks like the short squeeze back on the menu, boys. If this thing goes to $1,000, what's going on with my hair right now? There we go. It's looking kind of like a doofus. If this thing goes to $1,000, my mind is going to be blown. I mean, what do we think is going to happen by morning? It's not completely impossible to assume either of these could be up an additional 100%, and just depending on hype. Pre-market, I mean, we might see the craziest pre-market we've ever seen with these stocks. All right, let's see here. 2 contracts, up $5,000. Someone also emailed me that they turned $25 in options contracts today to $5,000. $25 to $5,000 today. What else we got here? Can't even hear them. I mean, this can't necessarily be the news catalyst when he said he's doubling down, but it definitely doesn't hurt. I was surprised that this didn't like set off the squeeze again, because when we were watching the live testimony, there was like a good 3 minutes after he said he was doubling down and after he said that he liked the stock, and that was it. And then it was like that was basically it. I don't know why that wasn't more of a catalyst to push this thing above. It would make so much more sense if this happened last week during that testimony. The rocket is taken off. Don't break their wallets. Yeah, one concern of mine this time is people are going to be so scared of losing their shorts again on another price drop that they're going to sell. They're going to sell as soon as it hits the price that they bought in at. Tattoos. Yeah, this is wild. You know, it's so great to see the winning accounts again on this thread. But man, I haven't been able to pay close attention after hours to this, and it's just blowing my mind. Because I know it finished up strong. We were streaming this morning, finished up pretty good. We were right around, I bought in at 825. That was that George W. And then it went down to, the sevens, floated down. Oh, wow. At one point, what were we down to? 750, 754. So we went down to 754 at one point, and then just shot up right before close. 1027. Bang. And then 1138. Wild. Now let's see if we can... It's so hard to predict like a technical setup. Got the M there. Let's see where we're at right now. Looks like we got some more buying going on. Volume is very low though. That's something to remember. So the price pushing up, this song might be a bit much. This one's called The Final Battle. This is good. Let me add this to the playlist. I need to add a new playlist. This playlist is going to be called Stocks Only Go Up. This is going to be our victory playlist. Don't drink too much coffee, Max. Yeah, so actually today, I never drink these, but today, Bang Energy, they two of their workers stopped by and dropped off a bunch of cans for free. So two guys showed up in a Bang Jeep. Two Bang boys showed up in a Jeep, gave us a bunch of free energy drinks. This stuff is like crack. It's so too much caffeine in this. Yeah, why is GameStop going up? I mean, it's because people are still holding, and I think there probably was a nice little run up. People were like, I think there's a lot of people who are extremely hopeful still. There was a nice little run up. Really, the only news catalyst was the CFO resigning, or being forced to resign, I should say. So we had this nice little run up from $60 to 93, and then it's kind of like a self-fulfilling prophecy once it goes from, and also the rest of the day was good too, but we see this run up, people are getting excited about it, and you're like, oh, let me hop in on this, and then I think just market closed, and then we have all these after hours traders who are like, I don't want to miss another GameStop squeeze, let me hop in here. I mean, we can see at this 1 minute interval, after hours, 431,000 shares, which is wild for after hours. We have to also remember that after hours trading is not the most clear. Like, it might not be 100% accurate, but obviously, it's trending in that way. It's not like imperfect either, but we just have to remember that, like with volume and things like that, it might not be a perfect representation of what's going on. But I mean, no matter what, we're seeing something that we haven't seen in about a month now. Make sure you guys smash the like button on this stream. It's going to be a short stream. We're not going to be streaming all day, so hang tight. I really only have about a half hour, and then I got to go. But smash that like button. While I drink some energy drinks. This is so wild. All right, AMC. AMC, I know, is the bigger hold for most people watching. So crazy. Yeah, I just couldn't even, I was like, oh, you know what, I'm going to stream in the morning. And I was like, I can't wait. This thing is popping off. I love whenever there's anything positive going on. I just had to jump in. Now, we have to expect at least some kind of correction here, either after hours or potentially right after market open. I would say don't be afraid if we see some kind of correction, because it's, what goes up quickly goes down as well. Maybe not quite as quick, but there's going to be correction. As we can see, there's already been a few. It went from 980 down to 870, up to 960, down to 911, trending upwards, up to 11, down to 10. So obviously there's been some big jumps and spikes. Yeah, where do we think this thing's going to open? Man, I think with this hype, well, the later it gets, the less people are able to trade after hours, because some brokerages allow it until like 6 p.m., some allow it to like 9 p.m. Not everyone allows it in the middle of the night. So we have to remember that. Man, I wouldn't be surprised with this hype train if it opened up like another 20% up from where we are. Yeah, someone said it's this thing proves that the market isn't inflated. The market's worth whatever people want it to be worth, which is, kind of true. So what they say, in the short run, the market is a voting machine. You place your vote with your dollars, whether you think that price should go up or should go down. If you think it should go up, you're buying. If you think it should go down, or you think it's going to go down, you sell it. Or if you think it's overvalued. So in the short run, it's a voting machine. In the long run, it's a weighing machine. So in the short run, which really could mean even like a year or a short run, we're talking time spans of like nearly lifetimes. In the long run, it's a weighing machine, which means it's based off of fundamentals, price, value, how much money it's actually producing. Even a company like Tesla, in a long enough run, is going to be based on how much it can produce and how much it can earn. But in the short run, it's a voting machine. And that's what we're seeing here. We've had about a month and a half of chaos with these. Yeah, welcome everyone who was just in Trey's stream. I saw he was streaming, and probably hyped about what's going on. I even texted him and I was like, dude, AMC a couple hours ago. And I think, let me see what exactly he said. He just said, it's been coming, smiley face. That's so funny. No one's been more adamant about this thing going up. Welcome, everyone. See, this is what I'm saying. Yeah. Carolina said, it's so crazy. We're talking about AMC going to $25 if there was a squeeze, and now that seems like it could be small. And I was saying, when I was saying that, I was like, what may happen is, we put this price target of $25, and then once it's at like $18 or $19, $25 doesn't seem so crazy anymore. And then you're like, well, maybe it could go to $50. And then let's say it goes to $45, and you're like, well, maybe it could go to $100. So it's like, it just becomes more and more realistic, obviously, the closer it gets. But then it allows you to make that price target go out a little bit further, which of course can be risky as well, because because you don't want to be too greedy. Ultimately you want to make some profit here. Now, one concern that I have is this time around, people are going to take profits earlier because they worry about a crash again. And that's not good for anyone who's trying to get either GameStop or AMC, to 10x or something like that, because you need all hands on deck to buy and hold to make this thing really shoot up. And for every person that drops off, that's just a little bit less support on the front line troops to get this thing to shoot up. Now, still, squeezability is going to be harder than it was a month ago. We have to remember that. Of course, it's not impossible. Let me see. This high short interest. Of course, this might not be perfect numbers, but we can see 41% of GameStop, which it's still number one. I mean, that's pretty wild. It's still top of the list here, but it's going to be much more difficult than before. AMC is actually not on this list, which means it's less than 20% short interest. So AMC is going to be a harder squeeze, but the thing about AMC is I feel like there's more people behind AMC. So in the chat here, let me know if you're holding AMC, GameStop, or both, just so we can get an idea as to what just everyone here is holding, just so we can build a better idea. Because it's this weird juxtaposition where GameStop's the one in the news, GameStop is the one on Wall Street Bets, but whenever I do streams, everyone's all about AMC. Now it is the cheaper buy. It has slightly better fundamentals as far as like the long term. Yeah, see, here we go. Most are either AMC or both. There's very few just GameStop, actually. Well, there we go. Hope I cover Sensonomics soon. I was actually doing some research on them earlier today. All right, AMC, GameStop, AMC. Free focus group, yeah, exactly. Yeah, see, AMC couldn't afford GME. So AMC's kind of the stock you can jump in if you want to be a part of the action, but GameStop was just a little bit too expensive, especially when it was in like the 300s. I'm not sure I'm feeling this song. This one's called Activated. The categories epic, heavy, and ponderous. I'm all of those things. Okay, we got tons of AMC. AMC's just fueling it up. AMC was just resting for a minute before it could really just... Oh, this is a bit... I don't know. What do we think about this song? This seems like a bit much. All right, this one's called The Last Cosmonaut. Okay, we haven't really had a metal song ever on any of these streams, so we'll give it a chance. My voice is literally ASMR unintentionally. Yeah, I don't know what or how I do that or what exactly that even means, but I get that a lot. All right, this one's pretty intense, this song, but I'm kind of digging it. Hopefully you're a metal fan for at least the next 3 minutes. If you're not a metal fan, then sorry. Someone says louder. For every person who says louder, there's another person who says quieter, so I don't even know what to believe as far as volume goes. But it seems like the rockets are refueled, as we're seeing here in the chat, and things are ready to blow. So, I mean, I'm basically broke even on my average purchase price for AMC. So anything up from here, I'm in the green. I'm profiting. So, of course, as yeah, see, there's a lot of people who don't like the music. We only got a minute and a half and the song will be over. Of course, right where we've been teetering, this kind of line of resistance is right where I bought in about. I have to look at my average prices. I have it over 2 brokerages too, so it gets a little bit confusing that way. But yeah, I think that Sensonomics thing is pretty cool, that product, so I'm going to dig more into that. But like I was saying, of course the price resistance that we're seeing is like pretty much right where I bought in. The price just always seems to tease us, whatever I bought in at in the stream. So here we are again. So GameStop seeing some selling pressure from its peak, but I mean, really not to worry if we're up 100% and it went down 17%. What are you going to expect? There's going to be some ups and downs along the way. Welcome everyone who's joining. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, a lot of people like Sensonomics. I think I might do just an entire video on that one. So I can do a realistic breakdown, and then maybe Trey and I will like debate it or something on a live stream. I think that would be fun to do. This song's almost over with. I kind of dig the metal song. So looks like check out the volume here. Volume very low, which isn't a big surprise, especially this late and after hours. Let's go to the 3-minute candles. Gives us a little bit better picture of what's going on, I think. I don't know about this song. Nah, I'm not feeling that song. This one's called The Last Legion. All right, here we're seeing some buy-in with AMC. Let me play some different music. I'll do some lo-fi. I think everyone likes lo-fi. Yeah, all these songs are really short. They're all like 2-3 minutes long. And it's crazy that I'm literally like hyped up on caffeine right now, and you guys are still like so much. This is so much more chill than Trey. That's so wild. I think I could have that much energy for about a minute before I burned out. I'm just slow energy all day long. Now we might be completely closed up now. Now that it's 8 Eastern, we might be completely closed up. Yeah, unfortunately I can't play just any old song because of copyright. I have rights to use all of these songs. Let's see here. Let me know if there's anything that you guys want me to look into now that market is closed. We're not going to see much action as far as these tickers go. If there's anything you want me to look into, I'm still going to be here for the next 15-20 minutes. What's my prediction for AMC and GameStop? I mean, it's so hard to make a prediction on these darn things. It's like you can't even really use like a technical analysis. I don't even know what you can use. It's just like buy it, hold tight, strap onto that rocket ship, and see where it takes you. Welcome, welcome. Make sure you absolutely smash that like button for this stream. Let's see here. Let me pick one of these to go through. I haven't heard this GLUU. I'm not familiar with this company. I don't think, anyways. Glau Mobile, video game company. Okay, that's something new. Thank you for the super chat. Yeah, we'll look up this right after. We've done some digging on that before, but Glau Mobile, video game company. This is actually, I think, the first time this has been brought up in the chat, so we'll see what's going on here. Shareholders are thrilled that Glau Mobile share price increased 191%. Glau Mobile outpaces the stock market gains. Now, why did they go up so much? Oh, wow. Thank you for the super chat. All right, go ahead and email me. Now, what happened here? I don't see this 100+ percentage increase that I saw a reference in that article, so I'm not sure what exactly. Oh, EA acquires Glau Mobile in a $2.1 billion. Sure, I guess we'll accept the cookies. This deal would see Glau shareholders receive the received $12.50 for each share of Glau stock, a 36% premium to the company's closing price last Friday. The equity value of the offering is $2.4 billion, but Glau holds $364 million in net cash. Our acquisition of Glau combines amazing teams and a bunch of Glau employs nearly 800 people. Wow. Okay, so they just had an acquisition, but it just hasn't happened yet, looks like. My guess is if it just had an acquisition offer, it probably is absorbed in the price completely. You can see the acquisition price was at a premium of $12.50, and that's pretty much where we're floating. So I'm not sure there's any value in buying that unless you just want to get it traded for EA shares. All right, we'll do CTRM also on the list. Very familiar with CTRM. United States Antimony Corporation. So we've looked up this many times, but they just pull up their market watch. Production of precious metals operates through the following segments. A bunch of different antimony operations, U.S., Mexico. So they have a market cap of sorry, my nose is itchy. $172 million. Someone actually commented on one of these streams and they were like, touching your nose is an indicator that you're being dishonest. And I was like, nah, I just have allergies. It's not that deep. But anyways, one thing that concerns me about U.S. antimony is the decreasing sales. Because increasing sales in combination with a overvalued price can sometimes be justified because they're like, well, the sales might reach that valuation at some point. Decreasing sales, it's actually the opposite of the equation. You should see it undervalued based on what kind of cash it's producing, and in this case, it's not producing cash. So that's a major concern for me. Now, it could potentially be a short run play because I see this thing mentioned all the time. But we saw a big spike already. It's still, it could be a potential swing trade opportunity because in the short run, I mean, it's anyone's guess what might happen. Right now, an increase in price would pretty much put it in record territory. It looks like it's hit about $2 before, but we're at $1.95, so you'd be betting that it's going to be in record territory. So if I were to consider an investment in this, I would figure out why they have decreasing sales. If there's something that's happening where we could potentially have increasing sales, let me look at the last 4 quarters. See, even in the last quarters, we're seeing decreasing sales. So that's a major concern of mine. Let me just show you an example here. Dropbox, which I've considered making an investment in Dropbox. I know a lot of people like this company, $9 billion market cap, but let me show you. They have no earnings right now, negative net income, very negative. However, this is kind of justified because it has a perfect 5-year trend. Like you want to see this steady step up. Same with gross income, steady step up, which is awesome to see. You basically their cost of goods sold, their operations are being more profitable, but they may be spending, that additional money on growth or other things. We can see even in the 5-quarter trend, it's looking pretty darn good as far as a step up in price. Let me check out the 1 year. 1 year's kind of all over the place. Not necessarily at a peak, not necessarily, we've been up to $39 before. Right now we're at $22.81. So that's one that I've considered investing in, just haven't made the jump yet. I know yesterday it dipped really low at one point, and if I had caught it, I probably would have bought in because it dipped, was that it? No, this is today. We do 5-day. I think this was yesterday. I guess it only dipped down to $21, which is still, 5% discount off of what we're seeing right now, and that's also after a dip already. But that's one I've been considering. Now to CTRM. CTRM is such an interesting company to me, just stock-wise. If I would never choose this company out of a bunch that would have a ton of hype around it, but yet here we are. Because these typically boring businesses don't have a ton of hype, but this one does. I mean, they're just literally a shipper, a big old shipping company. And I like this company in the sense that it's a simple business. They're able to spend money. I didn't mean to go to their website. They're able to spend money due to their increased share price and market cap. Like what management is doing here is really smart. Their market cap is really high. What they're likely doing is using cash on hand and potentially even selling off their corporately owned shares into the market. That way they have more cash, knowing that they're probably overvalued, but this is okay for long term because they're probably just thinking, okay, we're just going to buy them back later. They're doing that, increasing their fleet size. In the last few months, they've increased their fleet size from like 8 vessels to I think like 12 or so now. Let me just see if there's any news. Because it seems like they buy a vessel every like 7 days because they have access to a bunch of cash now. They're issuing shares. Okay, let's see here. So SHIP has taken advantage of the recent rally in share price to make a large issue of new shares, and CTRM has done the same and is planning more. These two are quite similar companies. Both are incorporated in the Marshall Islands, a remote Pacific archipelago with a population 1/10 of the state of Wyoming. Both have on order 12 ships, although ships are larger. SHIP is managed from Greece and CTRM is managed from the Greek area of Cyprus. I didn't know that actually. I believe that CTRM has a market value of about 880 million and a book value of about 180 million. Yeah, that sounds right to me. SHIP has a market value, and we're not talking about SHIP. So they're issuing more shares, which is not good for current investors. When analyzing companies like this, but good for a long-term investor, it's important to be aware of two separate concepts of value. Fundamental or book value of a company is basically all of its assets less its debts. That's another reason I like AMC, because its book value to price is pretty good. Market value of a company is the number of all its shares multiplied by the share price. Usually these values are closely related, not recently so much, although the market will often pay a price above book for a company with good growth prospects and or a low risk below book for a company in the decline and or with high risk. So currently CTRM and SHIP are trading at market values much higher than their book values. Who loses? These shares are going to be sold to institutional investors. Those institutions are sophisticated. They know that the value of the company and they read the filings. They are not looking to lose money here. So how do they avoid the loss? Basically two ways. First, to short the stock. And second is a sophisticated application of what market participants often call the greater fool's theory. I've talked about this so many times. Basically, greater fool's theory is buying an asset just because you're betting on that someone else will buy it for a higher price later. Someone says, I covered a call, GameStop 49 strike. I'm deeply in the money. Bad. Will I only lose the shares and the price only? Nope. Sorry, I'm trying to read this. I covered a call, GameStop, at a $49 strike. I'm deeply in the money, a bad way. Will I only lose the shares and its price? I'm having a hard time reading this. I'm not. Maybe someone in the chat understands how to answer that and can help you. Welcome, Jarhead the Entrepreneur. Welcome everyone who's joining. I appreciate you. Getting back to CTRM here. Let's see, in the last year, so we see this huge spike and we've gone down. If we have I wish financials were more like instantaneous instead of the quarterly. It's so, because like with them, they've bought so many vessels in the last few weeks, like they pretty much doubled their vessels in the last like week or 3 weeks. So this quarterly trend is not going to be totally accurate. Long term, don't think it's the greatest play in short. Short term, I mean, we could see this thing go back up to $2. What was its high? $1.73. Sorry about that. One of these times I'm going to sneeze and come back with just a big booger hanging down. It's going to be clipped for the world to remember. So in the short run, I think we could see this thing jump again. We have to remember issued shares that will, once that goes through, that will lower the value of the existing shares. So that's something to consider for, thank you for all the bless yous. I swear I don't have COVID. So that'll lower the value of existing shares once those additional shares are in the market. Long run, I think we might see the price go down, in my honest assessment. And it could potentially be a good short opportunity. And that's because I know shorters kind of get demonized right now because the institutional shorters are kind of the bad guys. But if you were to short it, remember, this thing could go up in the short run, and you're going to have some iron nuts to to potentially weather the storm if it doubles in price first, and you're going to be paying interest on your short for that period. But it could be a potential long run kind of short. All right, let's see here. If there's another company to take a look at. We've covered CCIV so many times. I guess we'll pull it up again since so many people want CCIV. Let me just look at their, I mean, they don't have sales, so their financials aren't going to tell us much, but we can at least, I guess it's easier to see the price here on this chart. I think we have it on this. No, maybe we don't. Oh, maybe do somewhere. I just didn't see it. Oh wow, we're zoomed in like crazy here. So let's see here. We are looking at the 1 hour markers. Let's zoom this in a little closer. Oh wow, so this hasn't had the greatest day. We were talking about it earlier today, and it seemed like we had this resistance point, you know, right about $32, where it just kept on bouncing, but I guess it blew through that, and now we're down to 28. Oof, it's so tough with a company with literally no sales. With CCIV, it could potentially be a good long-term play, but we're talking very long-term, you know, because it's going to be years before they even have a car, and I don't even know, 5-10 years after that before they're profitable, in an optimistic scenario, that is. So, you know, I think there's going to be a Tesla competitor at some point, and I would not be surprised if there was a startup that was a Tesla competitor. This could be it. It definitely could be. But remember, it'd be a long-term play. And something I also pointed out earlier today that I think is important. If you thought that CCIV was a good price up here in the 60s, you know, even up to 60, almost $65, then right now you should be thinking that 27 is a banger deal. If all your assumptions were correct then. That's why it's important to, you know, do all your diligence on the front end. All right, I got time for maybe one more deep dive. So if you really want me to look at one, do a super chat. Otherwise, I'll pick a random one here in about a minute. Thank you for everyone who's tuning in on this this evening stream. What we got going here? see. All right, we'll look up both of these. COS and TTOO. All right, COS Corporation. I think we looked up this one the other day. American company that designs and manufactures headphones. Oh, no, we didn't. Headquartered in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So let's check out the 1 year. Oh, wow. What the heck happened here? By Corsair Gaming. Saw a big spike at one point. Let's see here. The COS family owes the Reddit crowd a major thank you. On November 25th, 2021, multiple generations of the COS family will no doubt gather around the family gathering spot and give thanks for the events that occurred earlier in the year that enabled insiders of COS to sell COS stock for thinkable profits. The family members sold $31 million worth of COS stock between $19 and $60 a share during the Reddit short squeeze frenzy at the end of January. These shares were more than the entire market capitalization of the company prior to blasting off. So they had about a $42 million market cap before that. All right, let's check out their financials. I mean, we might see this thing blow up too. You know, it's up 54%. I think we're going to see a lot of meme stocks blow up tomorrow. I think it's going to be the day. There's people with money who don't want to miss another GameStop explosion. Just don't know how high it's going to go. All depends on how much people are willing to, you know, just grip it and rip it and hold this hold this rocket ship. Market cap of 90 million right now, and they said it was worth 42 million before the squeeze. See, the decreasing sales trend, always concerning to me. But the thing is about this, I don't think anyone's buying it for the sales trend. What's going on, John? Thank you for being a member, by the way. Also, if you want to become a channel member, I would appreciate it so very much. We're going to do some private live streams in the future. You get some stickers and things like that. And plus, whenever you leave a comment, I'm much more likely to see it because it's highlighted. Anyways, I think probably tomorrow will be a good day for a COS stock. I think all meme stocks are going to be in the green tomorrow. If I were to be a betting man, you know, I'll probably buy something tomorrow just to feel something again because I feel dead inside. Just kidding. All right, let's check out this T2 Biosystems. I'm not sure what they do. What does T2 do? Let's check out their 1 year sales. Okay, so they're in a slight dip right now. I mean, well, at least compared to their spike that they saw. Not a dip compared to 2 months ago. Let's check out their market watch. So we got a market cap of 324 milli. So here's something that I always look out for. The revenue per employee, 55,000. That's very low, on the low side. Yeah, if Robinhood restricts trades again, I cannot. It'll be insanity. A negative 101% gross margin. I mean, we see this a lot with biotech companies where they, you know, you basically have no sales forever until your product is approved, and then, you know, you have your patents and you can kind of blow up with sales. But decreasing sales trend in 1 year. So when we see a 1 year decrease, it doesn't worry me quite as much as a trend. So let's see what their quarterly sales are. So we see for, we don't have their last quarter, but in the last 4 quarters we get about 5.5, 6, 7, 12, 12.25 million in the last available quarters. So it looks like we're actually going to have we're going to have a record year in 2020, it looks like. So, you know, a 1 year that's a dip, that's not the end of the world to me. SGA flat, that's good always to see. Net income, we already know that that's negative. What kind of debt do we have with this company? How many days since you slept? It's been a while. I've worked at least 10 hours every day since before the beginning of the new year. I'll give you that much information. Total liabilities, 62 million in liabilities. That's not that, it's not great, but it's not that bad for this company. So what I would want to look at, let's see if we can find their, or wait, was it TOO? Yeah. Let's see if we can check out their website. Investors. A nice little bass riff here. Press releases. Oh, so the 4th quarter results just came out. That's cool. So this is a COVID-related research in the company. November 2020 investor presentation. Let's see. So they're fighting sepsis, I guess. $41 billion in U.S. healthcare costs. So it's a huge industry that they're able to hop into. Time to positive blood culture. Rapid detection of sepsis causing pathogens is critical. Okay, so they have some kind of testing. Fast results 3 to 5 hours. So that's cool. Okay. So, I mean, I don't want to spend all day on this company, but I like what I see so far. A few additional things I would check into if you're interested in this company. Check out the leadership, see what they've done in the past, if they're used to getting things approved through the FDA, if that's even needed for this case. Just see if they've ever brought products to market successfully before. Listen to some earning calls and what analysts ask the CEO, CFO, any of the higher up management. Just says someone bought 2 million in shorts. Was that on GameStop or AMC? That's actually a good thing. We want people to buy shorts in both AMC and GameStop. Like, that's only going to help the squeeze. Yes, yes, GME. That's amazing, actually. So the next FINRA reporting date, sometime at the end of the month here. It's coming up soon. Well, this is all I can do for today. Make sure you like the stream and subscribe. I have to go pick up my parents from the airport, so I can't stream any longer. They just landed. They're visiting me for a while. So I'll be back in the morning. So make sure you subscribe, turn on all your notifications so we can ride this rocket ship in the morning. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. I appreciate you guys so much for tuning in, and I have so much enjoyment doing these streams. But